So I went to officer candidate school, graduated officer candidate school, and made the decision to leave the Marine Corps just out of the blue. Didn't talk to my wife about it. Just made the decision and decided to do it. And to my wife's great credit, she did not. She did not. She was incredibly reserved about it. There was no. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a bad idea. It was like, what do you want to do? So if I wanted to stay, I could have stayed. It was not as if she wanted me out, but it was really weird that such a monumental moment in my life happened in 15 minutes. And then when it was over, I said, oh, I feel great. It was the right decision to make.
Yeah.
But then, but then I started missing the Marine Corps, missing that life. And the mistake I made when I was young was I tried to chase the same feeling I had in the Marine Corps,
Yeah.
not realizing that I could never replace it. And there is no replacing it. I could find things that were close to it. And that's what ended up happening. So what I did was I just asked myself, what is the one thing that I can do that is the most like being a Marine? And the only thing that came to mind was law enforcement. And the only reason the first thought that came to mind was I walked into, what is it called? The employment office.
Yeah.
Must have been the employment office. And I walked in and said, look, I don't know what to do. I've only been in the service. I don't,
Yeah.
what do you do to find a job? And she looked at me and she goes, you look like a cop. Yeah, you do. You should go apply for the cop. And I'm like, really? There's a cop position here. And lo and behold, I went and applied and got picked up by Winchester Police Department. So when I first became a cop, I didn't want to be a cop. I wanted to be a Marine or as close to a Marine as I could be.
Gotcha.
And the two worlds are not the same. They share a lot of similarities, but they're not the same. And in many ways, I think law enforcement is tougher than being a Marine because being in a Marine is very forgiving. It's an environment where mistakes are made and you do 1,000 things and you get yelled at or you yell at someone else and then you pretty much go get a cup of coffee and everyone's done. Law
Yeah.
enforcement wasn't that way, but as soon as I got hired on in the 90s, the mid 90s, early 90s, community policing was a big deal.
Yeah.
And for my entire career as a police officer, I was paid by a community policing grant. My department never paid for me.
Interesting. Okay.
And when I came a cop and I went ahead and I hit the road and I was doing patrol duty and I loved it. And then these guys from Boston came down and they put on a class about community policing. And not to wag my finger at community policing nowadays, but in the 90s, community policing was big brain safety. It was phenomenal. I mean, it was unbelievably strategic. It was unbelievably comprehensive. And what I mean is, I became a community policing officer, and then I was involved in a program called Weed and Seed.